Hey guys, welcome to Bastion Time. I am your host Bastion. This is Nintendo News. Let's get to that news. First of all, sorry I've been gone for so long. I've been extremely busy with real life personal stuff. Haven't had much time. It's not bad stuff, just complicated and time-consuming stuff. Basically house hunting stuff, but I think all of that has been solved. Anyways, let's get on to the news. First of all, there's all kinds of rumors, of course, about what the NX could be, and there's, for the longest time, been this rumor about the fact that it's going to be both a handheld and a at-home console in some kind of way. Then a patent was recently revealed that showed something interesting that Nintendo is patenting, which is something that looks like a tablet, but that you sort of put it inside of this thing that has controllers on it, sort of similar to some like iPhone things that you put the iPhone into, and then you have like a joystick and buttons and whatnot. Something kind of like that, except maybe these things detach or attach to either side of the tablet. And so anyways, now we've got reliable sources, but again, this is all just rumor, so none of this is gospel, but we've got reliable sources saying, hey, we know what the NX is all about, and it is 100% a handheld that you then detach the things and put it in that are controllers for when it is a handheld. You put it in a docking station which plugs into your TV, and then it's a home console, so it's both things. And that way you can play it at home on your big TV, but then, oh no, it's time to go to the, well, I would say gym, but I don't know how that would work at the gym. But anyways, the point is then you can take it with you and, you know, while you're on your train ride or bus ride or whatever, and play it still, even though you're not at home anymore. So that would be amazing if that turns out to be the case. Of course, the rumors are also pointing out the cartridge thing, saying it's going to be exclusively cartridge-based, which would make sense because how would you fit a big disc into this handheld thing? So yeah, it seems like that's probably the case, but again, this is all just 100% rumor. But as a result, a lot of people have been talking about the fact that the NX really can't be much more powerful than the Wii U. It basically has to be comparable to the Wii U to be able to be a handheld that you can take around with you. Thus, the NX version of Breath of the Wild is going to be identical to the Wii U version. It can't be graphically superior because the handheld won't have the capacity to make it graphically superior, so that's fine. I don't see a problem with that. It looks beautiful as it is. Our next story is about the fact that Nintendo, catching wind of the fact that their stock prices have been skyrocketing dramatically, the most that they have ever since 1983, is quick to point out to their investors, hey now, wait a minute, just so we're all on the level here, we didn't develop Pokemon Go, and so since we did not develop it, nor did we publish it, we're only getting a sliver of that money that Pokemon Go is generating. That's mostly going to the Pokemon Company, whom Nintendo has a stake in, but it's just a sliver. So I guess they felt like they needed to be upfront about that, and then as a result, Nintendo stock plummeted. So, well. A couple weeks ago, we had a story that I wish I could have talked about sooner, but I couldn't, about a Smash Bros. Pro player, and apparently he was involved in some inappropriate activity whilst drunk, but that's no excuse, in my opinion, towards a female at the tournament, and she complained. He got fired, or he's no longer being sponsored by the organization that was sponsoring him, and now he's retired, he says in a blog post or something, which is ridiculous because he's basically trying, in my opinion, to put all the blame off to, I don't remember what happened. All I can remember for sure is blah, 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 blah. And not really owning the responsibility of, even if he can't remember, this is what she's saying happened, and he needs to accept responsibility for that, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, the point is, supposedly he's no longer involved, and yikes. Very, very unfortunate set of circumstances. And then our final that was a tongue twister. Then our final story for the day, try saying that 5 times fast, is about the NES Classic that's coming out in November, which is bizarre. So apparently Nintendo realizes they made a huge mistake by not releasing NX during the holiday season, so they figured we gotta put out a console, let's put out the original NES again. It's a cute idea, and I know it's going to sell very well amongst the 30-year-old gamers who haven't really played many modern games. You know, they're used to their childhood days when they played the NES, and that's kind of where they stopped. It's probably going to bring in a lot of those people because it has the HDMI connection and all that stuff for modern crisp clearness. But for those of us who have a Wii U and a 3DS and have Virtual Console on both and have basically all of these games that's going to come out for the NES Classic, or not come out, is stored on, it's kind of useless in my opinion, but it's not really for us. It's really, I think, for those older gamers. I mean, I'm one of those older gamers, but specifically those particular gamers who just never kept up with Nintendo. Now they can get a new Nintendo console. It comes pre-installed with 30 games, and there is no option for ever putting new games onto it. It doesn't have any internet connectivity. It doesn't have any sort of way to interface with an external hard drive or anything. So those 30 games is it. And they're good games. They're all of the Marios, Mario 1, 2, and 3, the 2 Zelda games for the NES, the original Final Fantasy, all kinds of fun games, but we've got all those games in the Virtual Console, I think, so we don't really need this. But again, it's not for us, it's for those guys. So anyways, it should probably sell well anyway. That's it for this episode of Nintendo News. See you guys in a couple days for more news. Bye, guys.